In a bustling little town filled with colourful buildings, lively shops, and the cheerful hustle of townsfolk, there stood a stone named Belle. But Belle wasn't just any stone. She was a stone who could laugh. Positioned in the center of the town square, Belle's laughter was a unique sound that echoed through the air, surprising anyone who passed by. Belle's laugh was warm, contagious, and full of joy. It was a hearty chuckle that often turned into fits of giggles, a sound so unexpected that people would often stop in their tracks just to listen. However, Belle's laughter wasn't always welcomed. In a town where everything seemed ordinary, Belle's laughter felt unusual and out of place to some. "Why does that stone laugh?" people would murmur, their faces filled with a mixture of curiosity and confusion. Stones aren't supposed to laugh. Despite the initial surprise her laughter caused, Belle was a stone with an unwaveringly cheerful spirit. She loved the world around her, from the tickle of sunlight on her rough surface to the drops of rain that fell like little kisses upon her. She delighted in the feeling of wind swirling past and the rhythm of footsteps that echoed through the square. Life, as Belle saw it, was a gift, and she couldn't help but laugh at the beauty of it all. Each morning, Belle would greet the town square with a merry laugh. Her chuckles would echo through the marketplace as shopkeepers set up their stalls. Children would look at her with wide eyes, pulling their parents closer to hear the stone that laughed. One day, as the townsfolk gathered in the square, a little girl named Emma walked up to Belle. Emma had noticed Belle's laughter many times, but had never come close enough to truly see her. Intrigued, she placed her small hands on Belle's rough surface. Emma asked softly, "Belle, why do you laugh?" Belle's laughter paused momentarily, and then, with a gentle chuckle, she replied, "Oh dear child, how could I not laugh? There is so much to be joyful about. Look around you. Can't you see how wonderful the world is?" Emma looked around, her eyes taking in the busy square, the colourful flowers, the people bustling about. She felt a warm feeling fill her heart and began to giggle along with Belle. "I see it," Emma said, laughing. "The world really is wonderful." But not everyone shared Emma's enthusiasm. Many people saw Belle's laughter as an oddity and were uncomfortable with it. One elderly gentleman named Mr. Craig frowned every time he walked by Belle. He shook his head in disapproval, muttering, "Stones should be silent, just like they've always been. There's no reason for a stone to laugh." Some of the shopkeepers agreed with Mr. Craig, grumbling as they set up their stands in the square. They felt Belle's laughter disturbed the ordinary routine of the town. "It's unnatural," one woman huffed. "Stones don't laugh. What if it scares away customers?" Despite the criticism, Belle continued to laugh every day, filling the square with her joyful sounds. She didn't mind if some people didn't understand her. She laughed for herself, for Emma, and for anyone who could see the beauty in the world. One bright summer day, a traveling musician named Marco arrived in town. He set up his stage in the square and began to play lively tunes on his guitar. People gathered to watch, clapping along to the rhythm, and Marco noticed the laughter ringing through the square. Curious, he turned to the townsfolk and asked, "Who's laughing?" "It's Belle, the laughing stone," Emma replied proudly. She had become Belle's biggest fan. Emma often sat by Belle's side to laugh together. Marco was enchanted by the idea. "A laughing stone?" he exclaimed. "How marvelous!" He walked over to Belle and began to play his guitar in time with her laughter, creating a melody that seemed to dance through the air. The townsfolk watched in surprise as Belle's laughter mixed with the music. The music and laughter formed a harmony that was impossible to ignore. People began to smile, tapping their feet, and some even joined in with soft laughter of their own. For the first time, Belle's laughter had become a part of the town's joy. People who had once felt uncomfortable with her laughter started to feel the warmth it brought. They saw the town square in a new light, noticing the flowers' colors, the fresh scent of baked bread, and the way the sun shone like golden honey over the rooftops. They began to see the world as Belle did, filled with beauty, wonder, and joy. Even Mr. Cragg, who had always frowned at Belle, found himself smiling. He approached her and placed his hand on her rough surface. "I may not fully understand why you laugh," he said softly, "but I suppose there's no harm in a little joy." Over time, Belle became beloved by the entire town. People would visit her each day, not only to listen to her laughter, but also to laugh alongside her. Children would run up, eager to hear her giggles, while adults stopped by to share in the happiness her laughter brought. Belle had taught them that it was okay to embrace what was different and to find joy in unexpected places. From that day on, the town was never quite the same. People began to laugh more freely, to share smiles and kindness with one another. They planted flowers around Belle, adding to the beauty she saw in the world. The square became a place of warmth, laughter, and friendship. People felt free to express their happiness, and Belle the Laughing Stone continued to laugh every day, her joyous sound ringing through the town, a reminder that sometimes a little laughter is all it takes to bring a community together.